This video is about getting the center console out of BitterSC, and I'm starting at the point assuming you have already taken the radio out. There are so many different ways to fasten radio to the console that I'm not going to go into that. So as in this case, I assume your radio is already out, and now we can get the console out. The way to start on that is to open the center ashtray and pull out this insert. The reason this needs to be pulled out is that underneath is a screw down here that goes directly into the fiberglass structure of the console, and it has already been taken out here on that one. But so assuming that you're going down here, there's a screw, and you just unscrew that, and then you can take out the ashtray. If you don't do that, of course, I have seen many ashtrays damaged or bent because people were desperately trying to lever them out with a screwdriver, and if it's screwed in the center console, you're not gonna have any success with that. So you can now pull this out, hopefully. Yeah, it's a bit fiddly because there's first of all the cigarette lighter that's in the way, and also the cables that's attached, and they are not. Okay, this has already been taken out at some point, so normally we would have to disconnect these cables, but that is it. Ashtray out, and the insert is out. Now the next step is a bit more complicated. I'm going to show you that on a console that I have on the bench. So here we are. This is the console again of 539, and I have put some console pieces in here that are restored for another car. We are at the point at 420 where the radio is out, and the ashtray is out, and we still have the gear lever here, of course. And there's now a trick to get these two pieces apart. You have to unscrew them through the radio and the ashtray openings. We are now looking at the back side of the console, the part that's hidden from you when you do this. And the way these two pieces are put together is that machine screws go down here and are counted with or fastened with wing nuts. These are, in case they are lost, I have seen bitters where there was only one screw left. These are Bolt Depot M5 by 50mm machine screws and M5 wing nuts. And the way to do this is to go in here, feel where the hole is. Once you have that, try to get your screwdriver in there, and try to do that without looking, and it's not as easy as I thought. Okay, so here's the hole. You're gonna put the screwdriver in, and it's not grabbing. Now it has grabbed. Hold it and then undo the wing nut down here. This can be a bit tedious. These are new, so this is much easier, but if you do this on screws that came with the car, it's going to take a while. So that was that. The second one is down here. Once again, you have to feel your way around. I'm not sure I have hit it yet. Okay, that was it. And again, undo that screw. You don't need to worry if they fall down as you are taking the console out anyway, and you will find them again. So this is the last one. It should be here. And okay, and then you can pull this out and up. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing in the car. Okay, now we're back in the car. I have already found out that there are flathead screws back there. Apparently it has been taken out before. So I'm going to go in there with the flathead screwdriver, trying to find my holes. And okay, that's how it is. Then undo the wing nuts. Oh, this might take a while. Okay, number one. There is no nut on the middle one. And then we have a nut on the left one. Okay, number three. The only thing left to do now is to undo these two screws. One. And this one. And we should get this piece out. There it is. This is number one. The part down here is sitting in the front, screwed down here in the back. These are right here in front of the window switches. Somebody has put larger screws in here. That's why they're so tough to get out. And unless I'm missing something, it should come right out now. There was something with the handbrake. I think it needs to be pulled, and this needs to be in one. Okay. Can be stuck at the sides. So try not to break it. Okay, this goes further forward. Fiddling, and the two wooden parts are out. Next stop is the console itself. You have to take out the shift cover. It's held by 4 screws. This can be removed, and there was a trick to it. Okay, I think you need to play with this. That's how it looks like. I'm going to show it later. Pull this out. Then you can get this out. So this part, the way I did this, this part goes around the shifter with this opening. So that's how it is around this. Okay, down here there are two large screws back here. Down here, one there, one there. Okay, then there's one more here in the compartment under the center armrest, and there's a clamp that holds this against the dashboard. So let's take the clamp out. The last screw is under the center armrest. Pull this up, sometimes it's stuck. You can either unstick it by running your fingers, or if that doesn't work, you can go with a plastic tool, for example, to open a computer, leave your computer parts out, and then you really get it up. Okay, you pull out the insert. That should normally just come out. Unless, of course, there is another screw that I might have forgotten. No, there isn't. This is, if you ever need to figure out what color the leather of your car was, go in here. That's the part that never sees sun. Clean it up and you have a good idea what the original leather was like. And you can see on the fringe here that this was dark red car, but for some reason they turn into this lobster orange. I have 3 cars with the same interior and they're all lobster orange. And I can still not, it's just stuck. Okay. So this comes out just by pulling it out, and I do not see another screw, but there should be another one. Turns out getting the center little cubby hole out here was completely unnecessary, because there's another large screw in plain sight that I simply overlooked. And it's right here. If I did not miss yet another one, this should be the last one to remove this part. And here we go. So I do not need to take this console out, I just did that for demonstration purposes. So I'm going to put it back in, but this is how you do it. You then need to... There are 2 more screws. On this one is missing, but if the console is sitting there, there's 1 screw here and 1 here behind the cover, or here should be one, but it isn't, that holds these pieces together. So these 2 need to come out as well, and then you can take out the console, which I, as I said, will not do because I just did this for demonstration. This does not need to come out. And I decided to take it out anyway, as I will be able to clean it much better if I have it out. So the shifter needs to go back in 1. And it comes up between the seats, not very easy. Okay, I have done this before, and every single time this happens and I forget how to do it. Okay, and here we go. The only thing that's connected now is the window switches. I need to remove the plug. And there we go. I think there was a bit more elegant way than to just manhandle it across the handbrake lever. At this point I forgot how that went. But anyway, you can get it out this way. It's not very nice, but it works. At this point we can also take the instrument cluster out and take the instrument hood off. I at the moment don't remember if the console has to be out or not. I think it doesn't, but I'm not 100% positive on that. But now that we have the console out, it will work anyway. So what you do now is there is 3 screws that hold this part to the dash, here, here, and next to the steering column on the left side. The first one is missing, that would be here. Second one is also missing, that would be here. Third one is here, and that's right next to the steering column, just under the speedometer. Okay, that is not all. The next step is to take this part out, and what you do there is you have to reach 2 screws that are in here, and they are behind the left switch and the one on the right, or in your case, depending on the specs of your car, it might as well be these blank plates. But anyway, it's going to be this hole and this hole. The switches are just snapped in and they snap out. That's number 1. And number 2 should be equally easy, hopefully. Yes. 1. Okay, that's the second one. And then you can see the screws back there. Number 1. And number 2. Okay, now I should be able to pull this out. And apparently not, because it was stuck again. Okay, so that's how it comes out. And cable came off here. No, these are connections for the missing piece here. I don't recall, I have to check with another car what would be here normally. Anyway, so this is out now, and what you could do then is take all the cables off, take this out, and then you would be able to, should be able to lift this up. And this is starting to get annoying. No, there's a third screw. Fourth screw. Okay, that explains it. So it is 3 screws underneath the vents. So the screws are at this point, here and here. So let's see what happens now. Yeah, that is more as it should be, and now it feels like there must be another one here. No, that was it. So this is how the dash comes out. And now there is a trick to get the speedometer cable off without crawling under the dash. I need to clean the pine pollen from the windshield and position the camera outside to show you that one. The view of the camera now is from the outside to the top of the dash, or the dash cover. This is my hand going over the hood of the instruments, reaching back here to the speedometer cable somewhere. Here it is. And there is a trick to it to unhook the speedometer cable. There is a little latch, spring-loaded latch, down under the cable, and you press that and then can pull it out. See, cable has now come out here, and I need to see if I can show you. The latch that you press is the spring that you press is this, and it's not in the picture. It is this. You need to move this, and then you can pull out the speedometer cable. When you push it back in, you can pull it or just push it past, and then it snaps back in, which I'm going to do now. So grab the cable if you can. Where the heck is it? Here it is. Here. That's where it needs to go. And it's gone again. And it seems it's in. Or not. Need to see where I am. Yes, that's where it needs to go. Okay, and then it snaps right in. It is back in. It's not very obvious feeling it. It sort of slides in, but it doesn't have a snapping action or anything. But anyway, so that's how it goes back in. And then you can see the little pieces here. These are the ones that slide under here and keep that part of the instrument hood down to the dashboard. So if you put it back together, you try to position it up, you bring it down, and you push it back in. And there it is again. at this point I'm gonna add all the screws that are missing, and we'll clean the whole thing and then put it back together.